Hey everybody, I'm Lee Olsen, and today I've got something a little different for you. I know you're used to shoeing videos, and that is all important, but today we're just in between clients right now, and I was just going to show you some real life stuff that I do. So we've got a lot of horses here. Jamie has some nice barrel horses, we have some rope horses, but it all starts right here. So right here we've got a bunch of colts. We have a 5-year-old, a 4-year-old, a 3-year-old, and a 2-year-old. And the short version is that I love horses, and they're honestly just like kids, and they need to treat it just like it. They need to know you love them, they need to know you like them, but they also need to learn respect and manners. So step one of that is being tied up. So obviously this is a pretty easy going horse. This is a 4-year-old, this is a 5-year-old. This thing is sassy. This is Shakira, and she is like a 7/8 sister to Haley Kinsel's horse Sister, and she is definitely a sports car with a lot of attitude. So being tied up teaches them patience, and I think that it goes a long way. So coming around over here, this is our 2-year-old, and she's pretty sassy too. You can see she's pawed her feet completely off right here. So you might think that that's inhumane of me to allow that, but the short version is that if you're going to be dumb, you got to be tough, and I mean that from love. Okay, so they've got to learn patience. They've got to learn they can't be a moron. And I think it was Ray Hunt maybe that said, "Teach a horse manners, and everyone will love him the rest of his life." Well, that to me has proven very true. And if you don't have manners, then your life is pretty hard, no matter if you're a horse or a human. So little things like that, I believe, go a long way. You can tell these have been tied up. And this is a barrel horse. I know he seems really calm and easy, but he's by dash to fame out of a daughter of De Niro. So pretty hot. And look at him, he's just chill, resting a leg. So little things like this go a long ways. But I got something else for you. So I grew up on a cattle ranch in South Dakota, and through that I learned a lot that horses do good with jobs. And I think a big reason why arena horses get such a bad name is because they don't have a job. I mean, they have a job, obviously. You're roping, running barrels or whatever, but they need something else. I mean, how many times have you gotten burnt out in your job? How many times have you gotten exhausted or just said, "This sucks"? Well, doing something else kind of brings new life, right? Well, I'm going to show you how we do that. And this horse hasn't been rode a whole lot. He's somewhat green, but I feel like putting pressure on him too much at a young age has caused more problems than anything. But just kind of let him be a horse first. And where I grew up is pretty rough on horses for the most part. And this horse is from South Dakota. This is from the Open Box Rafter Ranch, Jim and Joni Hunt, and we've had horses that we've got from there that we just treated like cattle, and they acted like cattle. They didn't want to be around you. Where this one, see him nuzzle me? He genuinely likes people. And that all started from an early age of having him tied up like this and feeding him and catching him with grain. I thought it was cheating. I always thought that was a bad thing to do until I was roping with Chris Cox one time at Northside, and he reached down and gave his horse a treat. I thought, man, that's the most un-cowboy thing I've ever seen. And his horses love him, and they respect him. It's a fine line. On another note, look at this. If you want your horses to love you, look how good this saddle fits. You look at the back. So these are all cactus saddles. Think about it. All right, check this out. I realize this is somewhat silly, but ranching, we were always looking for the easiest way to do something, the fastest way we could get it done. Well, the way it is now, and even with all horse trainers, that you got a arena, you got steers pen, you know, that's all they know. So I just find different ways to make it adventurous, and letting the calves out every time is just one way I do it. So I rope the calves, I lead steer on all these horses essentially, and then I turn them back out, and then I get them back in, and we just have some dairy calves usually, or maybe some beef calves mixed in, but these are just a lot more user friendly. So we'll go run them in and rope them now. Alright, so I just brought the cattle up, and I realize that's not a big deal, but you get to warm your horse up, you get to moving them around, and a lot of us have small places, like this is a 15-acre place, so just finding different ways to expose your horse, like riding through the pool area and stuff. Like, I realize that's somewhat silly, but also we need to expose these horses that are colts and they're curious, and it just makes them more well-rounded when they become nice horses. And also, it doesn't matter if you want to rope on your horses or not. It doesn't matter if you're handy with the rope or not. Just using this cow as a tool to keep this horse doing something. So like this right here, that's all cool, you know? Like, you can get your horse where you can move their front end. But you do that every day in the exact same way, they're going to get bored, where this is just another tool. And if you look over there, you can see pole bending poles. Well, that's another way that Jamie does it. Right now she's exercising her rodeo horses right now. That's Easy and Amy. And barrel horses are tough. The amount of shape that they have to be in just blows my mind. So for a team roper, because when they get to the best shape that I think they're in, that's a good place for her to start. But I'm just going to show you how I kind of play with these calves. And before you mess with your calves, you can see that I'm just kind of making my horse work a little bit. And oh, that hopping, that's not good. But the thing is I just want to encourage you. Like, there's a lot of famous people making videos right now that are excellent horsemen, and I'm not claiming to be one, but I have been in the same arena as them. And what I can tell you is that the short version is make the good things easy for your horse and the bad things hard. Same thing with people. And you'll get along a lot better, and always make sure that they know you like them. So what I'm going to do is just play with these calves, and I encourage you to get some and try some. And if you're not very handy with the rope, definitely get dairy calves, or if you've got colts like I do, dairy calves are so much easier. These are Jerseys, Holsteins are the same way. But start off with your oldest ones and then go down, and calves get tired and they just kind of trot around and you follow them around. I think that's a good example of kind of what it should be like. Want to be easy on your horses, want to be easy on the cattle too, I guess, but the whole goal is for this to be educational, for them to enjoy doing something other than just loping circles. So I hope you